Socaldramtram.
Matt.
Caesar.
Whiskey.
Yeah. So how to freshen up a little bit. But Matt, why don't you tell us more about this whiskey?
Yeah, for sure. Before I get into the whiskey, though, I want to go ahead and just say, hey, if you're new here, thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the bell on your way out for notifications. But most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer, hey, we always appreciate you sticking around. But today we've got Smoke Wagon. That's right. And not just any Smoke Wagon. We got Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered.
Woo!
Now, a little bit of a story beforehand. I'm going to keep it short. I am starting to fall in love with Smoke Wagon. This is coming from Vegas. Now, it's not distilled in Vegas. It's distilled in Indiana. It's MGP, but it's blended in Vegas, and it's bottled, aged, all that good stuff. Now, this guy is presenting itself at 56.85%. And like I said, this comes from the Nevada H&C Distilling Co. Aaron, who's the blender over there, they kind of started out just making vodka. So Aaron and his partner, I forget his name, sorry, they started out making vodka because they really liked Russian vodka. And then they're like, hey, let's do bourbon. But not knowing what to do, they turned to one of the seasoned veterans in bourbon world. I forget his name. I'm sorry again. We've been shooting reviews and I really apologize. But nonetheless, they decided to start blending. Now, this guy right here, like I said, presented at 56%, and this one is kind of a variety of bourbons between 7 and 12 years. I will tell you that I have sank a bottle of the straight bourbon whiskey from Smoke Wagon, and I just cracked the small batch, which is presented at 50% this past weekend, and I absolutely loved it. When we were shooting a little bit B-roll footage earlier that you saw a little bit ago, ever so sexy, we went ahead and we had the neck pour on this, and before we reveal too much of what we're thinking, I'm really excited about this bottle. What are your preemptive thoughts before you really get into the whiskey, Caesar?
So, I've had that first basic Smoke Wagon bottle, the straight bourbon, and it was all right. But then again, I mean, for the price point, I wouldn't.
It's $30.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect too much more. So for that price point, it was definitely good. I mean,
it's right in line with other whiskeys at that price point.
I'd say B-.
It is a high rye as well. It's 36% rye, if I'm not mistaken, in the Maxwell. Sorry, not to cut you off.
No, you're good. No, I'd say this is solid B-, B+, or not this, the first one I had.
You son of a...
The first one I had. So let's see what this one brings, because how much did you say this one cost you?
So this guy, 56%. The availability on it is, I'm not going to call it rare because more and more of it is getting out there, but you got to kind of look for it. You're not going to find it on Total Wine shelves, at least not in our area. I can't speak for other people, but in other areas of the country. But I picked this up from Great Press Liquor. Shout out to Great Press Liquor. Sam, you're awesome, man. I appreciate you for... taking care of me on this one. But this guy was $70. Now, the small batch was $50, and that one's presented at 50%, and the regular straight bourbon is $30. So we're talking all under $100 for these guys. Really good quality bourbon. I was really a fan of the straight bourbon whiskey. I thought it was just a fantastic pour. Like I said, I sank a bottle of that in record timing. I don't know if it's just the high rye that they're looking for or what, but I can't believe I'm saying that I may be turning into a rye guy, but it's really nice. And this guy is no exception. What are you getting on the nose?
So on the nose, I expected a little bit more, a little bit more harshness or for the higher alcohol content, but it's actually very nice and easy going on the nose for sure.
Absolutely. Before I'm going to give you my nosing notes, because that's a thing, I'm going to shout out my coin today. I'm actually using my new Patreon coin from the Whiskey Tribe. That's right. On the front side, or whatever the back side, I don't know what it's called, but it says totally not a cult. And on the back it says definitely a coat. If you know,
a
you
coat.
know.
It's
a coat. It's definitely a coat.
It's a coat.
In this 90-degree weather. Whose coin are you using today?
I got my for my coaster coin.
Whiskey Wednesdays, what up?
And then I got my recycle reviews from Alcavite. Thank you for the whiskey.
So okay, I'm officially changing it. For those of you who've been following us from day one, you know that I make fun of Caesar about his aquavite, his Roy accent being Scottish. It's not Scottish at all. I am changing it. He is now the Indian crewman from Pirates of the Caribbean 2. Going like, you wouldn't need a full crew. Only 6 would do.
The whiskey.
We're sorry for offending everybody. It's not our intention. I'm just making fun of this guy. My partner in crime, my ride or die. Okay, so Caesar gave you his nosing notes. So 56%. This guy is not subtle in terms of the nose, but it's also not punchy. This is not something where if you poured it to me blind, I would guess 50% or 56%. I would guess 48 to 52 comfortably.
Yeah.
But man, citrus fruits for sure. But I'm getting like chocolate. I'm getting a little bit of a cherry note. Just a touch of vanilla, but the citrus notes just blow up. And I don't know if it's just the high proof, but man, is it good. On the small batch, and we'll review that eventually, but on the small batch, I got like dark chocolate covered cherries, and I absolutely loved it. And I was sipping that by the pool in a rocks glass, and I was having the time of my life. But folks, this guy is delicious. What do you got?
I just tried it. Oh my god! Not only, all right, so there's so many things on my mind. So many things. The first thing goes, compared to the first one I had, it blows it out of the water. I'm not even sure you could compare it. This is so much better. Like, it's distinctly so much better. I would say I prefer this, and I'm probably gonna buy it soon. That's one thing. On another thing, it's like, I mean, you expect this smoke wagon stuff to be, you know, like taste a little bit more charred or taste a little bit more smoky or be very strong one way, but no, definitely not, folks. Definitely not. And the way I compare it, it's like, you know, it's like for example, I love me some chicken parmesan. I love chicken parmesan. But if you go and get that signature,
I'm like, let me see you thread this needle.
but if you go and get that signature select Albertsons or the Great Value chicken parmesan that you warm up for 2 minutes in your microwave, that is not good. It's chicken parmesan, yeah, by the freaking label, but if you try it, it does not taste like good chicken parmesan. But then if you go to, like, let's say Olive Garden, I love their chicken parmesan, and you put them side by side, it's like, yeah, this chicken parmesan, but I would never eat chicken parmesan again if this is what it relies on, but I would eat it every day if this is what it relies on. And that's what I'm saying with this smoke wagon. Like, you expect the char, you expect like something where it's a little bit too smoky or too much for your taste buds to handle. But no, it's not if you get it done by the right person. Yeah, I'm talking to you, distiller. You did it right. I don't know how you did it or the way you put it together, but you did it the right way, where it's not so overbearing with specific flavors.
So before I mention any of my comments on the whiskey, my Italian grandmother would be rolling over in her grave if you said in front of her that Olive Garden chicken parm is good. She would just like throw a shoe at you. She'd be so upset. But
I love that.
Nonetheless.
Hey, tour Italy. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay, having been on an actual tour of Italy, no. I'm sorry. Ever since 2014, I've been to Olive Garden once and never again. The breadsticks are dope, though. Okay, so rant aside. So again, this is MGP product. This is not distilled by Nevada Distilling Company. It's blended by Aaron, their master blender there. I think that's your official title. I'm not sure. Really cool dude. If you haven't checked him out on Instagram, you're really kind of missing out. He's just really fun. Whenever look, days at work these days are hard. And whenever I come across a video of Aaron, I immediately press play because I know it's going to kind of just give me a laugh and put a smile on my face. So shout out to you, Aaron. You're awesome. And in addition, you're awesome for blending this just awesome whiskey. So again, this is between 7 to 12 years. It is MGP product. I know that he is specifically looking for a little bit higher rye content and doesn't, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but not turning the barrels as well. He's just kind of like letting them sit as well. But the blend here is just, dare I say, divine. It's a masterclass in how to create something that is your own when it isn't. The flavor profile coming off this is insane. You look like you are just dying and chomping at the bit to say something.
I want to say something. So you saying rye? What is it, like a higher mash bill rye?
36%.
That right there, folks. It just made me think.
We're not rye guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, but not only that, that made me think. I think the past couple of videos we've consistently said that we're not rye guys and find a rye we like. I think the problem is we've never had a rye from the right person. Like I'm going back to the Parmesan thing, right? Where I mean, you could have chicken Parmesan for this, chicken Parmesan for that, but unless it's authentic and good, you're never gonna. Unless it's authentic and good, you're not gonna want it consistently. Versus the microwavable one. So this rye, if it's grown in the right area, if it's distilled by the right person, goes to show that you will be a fan of rye. Like I the more I drink like all these rye stuff, the more I'm liking it. But then again, like I'm saying, it's because it's done the right way. Done the right way.
Solid. I like it. So I don't know how many of you all are wrestling fans, but we use a lot of off-the-wall analogies here. So I'm going to use one that's pretty off-the-wall. Remember when you're watching like Undertaker wrestle? And they're like, somebody does their like finisher, and then Undertaker's just like out for the count, and he's like, gong, and back up with the eyes, and everybody's like, oh God, it's the Undertaker, right?
That's OG stuff.
I would have thought with the water on this one, it would have became peppery, it would have became all the things that we don't like typically, right? Granted, there's some exceptions to the rule. Like you can check out the Woodinville review right here, where water made things magical. This one's like that. It's like, oh, you want to put water on me? I know that this one is meant to be enjoyed neat. I know that, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Aaron prefers this one. You know, you don't need any ice. You don't need any water. It literally, he went, it's done. It's kind of like Lagavulin 16 in that matter. But I will tell you, the water does just fine in here.
Dude,
no
pepper
it doesn't fight
whatsoever.
for anything.
It
doesn't. It just kind of complements it. It makes it a little bit more rounded off. This is really nice.
Throwing the water on there reminded me of that old school Garnier Fructis commercial where it's just like, and just threw the hair back like, oh yeah, I can
like,
handle
you know,
it.
the shower.
Yeah.
The girl's all making like weird sex noises.
She's
washing her hair.
I don't know about sex noises.
You never saw those commercials? Oh man, you know what I'm talking about. You know I'm not crazy, but
I'm talking about that old school transplants. You know, dun, 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 dun. Did you ever listen to the transplants?
No.
Oh, they had actually they put their rock rap music into a Garnier Fructis commercial, and it worked out beautifully.
See, I'm thinking of the Herbal Essence commercials where like the girl's washing her hair, she's like, oh yes, and then everybody else is like, what?
Oh, I remember that.
Okay,
I
I'm like,
remember that.
there's no way you haven't
I remember
seen
that
this.
now. Yeah,
Aaron's
I totally
over
forgot
here
about
watching
that.
this review like, why are they talking about washing?
I totally forgot about that. That's true. I totally forgot. But for those of you that know what I'm talking about, that transplants, you know, music that turned into that Garnier Fructis shampoo commercial, that's what happened with this. You put the water in, and then bam, you hear that transplants music. Ooh, went perfect.
The mark for a good bourbon for me, right? Like I'm this is no secret. I'm a Scotch drinker. I prefer Scotches. When a bourbon shines, it's something that is like, for me, it's like, I need to run out and replace this as soon as it's gone, right? Even before it's gone, if it's, you know, not all that available, hint, hint, I will replace it. We just cracked the neck pour for this review, and, you know, we drank that pour, of course, and then we went ahead and had this pour. I will be seeking out another this bottle before it's even close to being gone, because I don't think I'll go without this on my bar from now on. There's a couple different offerings. We already kind of mentioned the straight bourbon, the small batch. There's the uncut unfiltered, which is this one, obviously. They do private barrels, which I do have. We'll get to that eventually. But there's also a desert jewel, and I have not
desert
seen
jewel.
it. I haven't seen it anywhere, and I refuse. I'm stumbling all over my words. Refuse to pay $300 for the bottle on some of the online sites, but I will eventually get one. It's got a little blue wax seal. If you see it, let me know, because I need it. My hat goes off to you, Aaron. This is exceptional. This is something that's really nice. I think I'm thinking of specifically a person who is not really, like, he's getting into whiskey. He's enjoying whiskey, but he's not super high proof because he doesn't want it to burn. This is something that I'm going to pour him and just see what happens. I just want to see how he reacts to it, because I want to see the magic that will take place in the glass, for lack of a better word. So if I had to rate this, again, I know it's intended to be enjoyed neat, but with the water, it's still really nice. 56%, $70. It's a little salty on the price, but again, it is 56%. I've paid more than that for bourbons that are lesser proof. It's a 5. Like, I know we've been throwing them out lately, but it's a 5. There's a reason why the hype is real on Smoke Wagon right now. And if you get yourself a bottle of Uncut Unfiltered or a small batch, you're going to see for yourself. It's a 5 for me. The finish is great. The palate is great. It handles the water. Aaron, it helps you're a cool dude, man. But nonetheless, it's a 5 for me. Where are you going?
So for me, folks, I'm still going to rate it high. Like, to be honest, folks, I like to do rhymes for the bottles I bring, because they're my bottles and I can rhyme beforehand. But this deserves a rhyme. So, Smoke Wagon. If you were breathing fire, I'd call you a dragon.
I like it.
I can't wait to buy this and watch the grocery store guy bagging. But I'm gonna stop nagging. But this is definitely a 4. This is definitely a 4. Like, it is high for the price point. It is 100% worth it. Yeah. 100. The only reason it's not a 5 is if it was priced lower. But at that price point, it is not only well worth it, but it is top of its class at that price point. So, Smoke Wagon, thank you for having me dragging, because that stuff is amazing. I recommend you folks at home try it for sure.
I think if you were to put this up against like an Elijah Craig barrel proof, or, you know, Four Roses single barrel, like your high proof whiskeys, right? Jack Daniel's single barrel select. This is going to go toe to toe and not back down. And that's respectable. And on any given day, just like they say, any given Sunday, any team will win. This guy could come out on top. And today, where I'm at in my journey, and particularly with the bourbons that I have on my bar, again, like I said earlier, my hat goes off to you, Aaron. You've done something really exceptional here. I can't wait to get another bottle. It's awesome. Oh, you got anything else you want to add? Like he was about to.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Hey, Aaron, I bless you and thank you for sharing this amazing stuff. That's all for me.
It's not like Boondock Saints. We're going to just slam the cross of you. Oh my God, it's so good. All right, nonetheless, it's a 5 from me. It's a 4 from Caesar. Let us know in the comments. Have you had Smoke Wagon? Have you had the straight bourbon? Have you had a private barrel? Have you had uncut, unfiltered? If so, which one have you had? Because I'm curious. Like I said, this is the 56%er, and it's absolutely chef's kiss. Nonetheless, guys, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at all the socials. We love interacting with you there. Caesar, you got anything else you want to add?
No, what about you, Matt?
All aboard! Catch you next time. Hey, everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.